It's been said that all good things come to those who wait. This is Willie Gardner, a man whose lifetime of waiting is about to end. Willie Gardner, a man with limited space, limited horizons, and limited contact with humanity. People float in and out of his life like flotsam and jetsam washing up on the beach. But the law of salvage is about to change all that. Today, Willie is going to find something very valuable on his particular beach, in the Twilight Zone.
Hi, Willie.
Hi.
Candy.
Candy, right.
I was just wondering, Willie, you don't mind that I call you Willie, do you?
I don't mind.
I was just wondering if you'd like to go for a walk or take in a movie, something nice.
You mean go out? Me and you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't get it. I mean, we don't even talk other than you need change for the payphone or something.
Well, sometimes it takes time to get to know someone. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Well, okay, if that's the way you feel.
No, wait. Hey, I really would like to go out with you. That'd be real nice.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, we could go for a walk. How about tonight?
Yeah, sure. As long as you got $50.
Nobody rides for free, Willie.
Haha, very funny. Checkout time, 12 o'clock. Checkout time, 12 o'clock. Good morning, Mrs. Kudaba. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm just fine, Mr. Gardner. And how are you?
Fine, thank you.
About the rent, I'm sorry I'm late again, and I know that. But you see, my checks is late.
I understand. Mrs. Kudaba, does it ever bother you? I mean, being around all these one-nighters?
Where can I move for my social security?
I guess you're right. Mrs. Kudaba, yeah, don't worry about the rent. If the landlord asks for it again, I'll cover for you.
Such a nice boy, Willie. You know what? You should find a nice girl, get married, have some kids.
Unfortunately, I don't get to meet many nice girls around here, Mrs. Kudaba.
Well, that's a shame. That's all I can say.
Nah, it's all right. It's no problem.
Bye.
Checkout time, 12 o'clock. Checkout time. I wish I had a nickel for every old piece of luggage I ever left in this hotel. 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110. This is gonna take forever. Wait a minute. I wish I had an ice-cold root beer, just like I used to have when I was a kid. This is great. What do I need you guys for? I can have anything I want. And this is my new bedspread. It's what they call a blend. It's 50% something and 50% something else, but you'd be surprised. It almost feels like real fur. Mary, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm expecting some other guests.
Hey, Billy. How's it going?
Fine, Annie. Just fine. Thanks for coming. Hi, Candy.
Hi, Willie. Thanks for inviting us. Hey, Willie. What's the girl got to do to get a drink around here?
Doing? It's not for the TV.
It's busted.
No, it's not for the TV. It's for the stereo. It's not busted. Watch. Volume up. Volume down. Volume up. Volume down. Hey, Willie, that's a real cool stereo, man. How come I never seen it before?
Oh, well, maybe you just never noticed it before.
You never had no party before.
Well, that could be it.
You're a funny guy, Willie. I never knew that about you.
Well, there's a lot you don't know about me.
Really? Yes. Oh my God. You really know your wine. Thank you very much. It's not a real bouquet.
Thanks.
It's positively lousy with bouquet.
Listen, if you like it that much, why don't you take a bottle when you're ready to leave?
No kidding.
Sure, take two if you like.
Gee, thanks.
Hey, that's really generous of you, Willie.
That's nothing.
You're fresh, old buddy.
I hope you're not leaving now.
Yo, Willie, that sucker just took the last 3 bottles of wine.
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry about it. No, please, calm down, everybody. There's plenty more where that came from. I'll go get it.
Oh, I'll go with you.
No, that's okay. You stay here and enjoy yourself. I'll just be a minute. I wish I had another case of my favorite sparkling champagne. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, Mrs. Kudaba.
Oh, hello, Mr. Gardner. Sounds that you have lots of fun down there in your place.
We are. Why don't you come on down and join us?
Nothing personal, but some of your friends are hoodlums.
Oh, they're not so bad. Come on down. Have some fun.
No, I'm told for that kind of thing.
Okay, shoot yourself.
Good night, Mr. Gardner.
Kudaba.
Kind of stuffy in here. Why don't we go someplace where we can talk?
Okay.
pretty out here, isn't it?
Really pretty.
Kind of makes you forget what's out there in the streets.
Candy, what is that short for?
Beats me. My real name's not Candy. It's Lisa. Candy's just my street name. You think that's funny?
Oh, no, I like it.
What, Lisa?
Well, yeah, that too, but I mean, I really like that you told me your real name.
Yeah, well, listen, Willie. What's a nice guy like you doing without a girlfriend? Don't you like girls?
I like you.
Yeah? Well, maybe that could work out, you know what I mean?
Not really.
Well, I could be nice to you, and you could be nice to me.
I don't understand.
Well, you know, you could take me out and buy me things, get me a nice place to live.
Buy you things. Get you a nice place to live.
Yeah, you could even stay there sometimes. Sounds nice, huh?
Candy, Lisa, Candy, I'm not just looking for a girlfriend. I'm looking for someone who likes me for myself, not just for the stuff that I own.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Really?
Let's go back to the party. Come on.
You throw a great party, Willie. Yo, Willie!
Let's go.
I was checking out your TV set. Great color. Now, I was wondering, there's this big game on tomorrow night, and could I borrow it? Just for the day, you understand.
Keep it.
Serious?
Serious. Take it.
You got it. Thanks, man.
Sure.
Hey, Willie. Did you just give him that TV?
Yeah. What's it to you?
Oh, why didn't you give me the stereo then?
Be my guest.
Really?
You easy. All right, stereo, baby.
Thanks, Willie.
Hey, Willie, how about this vase? That's kind of nice.
Take them. Go ahead, all of you. Knock yourselves out. Take whatever you want, and then just leave me alone, okay? You're still my friend, aren't you? Well, at least you're honest about it.
Hey, Willie. Party's over?
What can I do for you, gentlemen?
That depends.
Depends on what.
On what you got.
I don't got anything. It's late. I appreciate you dropping by.
Hey, you shouldn't be so rude to your friends, Willie.
You're not my friends. Look, you guys don't fool me anymore.
Keep an eye on him. Hey, get out of there! What do you think you're doing? Stay put. Watch your step. What are you guys looking for? Wrong piece of whatever you got going.
I ain't got nothing going.
Willie. Now look, I don't know if you knocked over a bank or what, but we want our cut of the action.
Nothing. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Oh? Wait, are you calling me a liar? Did Willie here just call me a liar?
Sounded like it to me.
Well, this insults me, Willie. I do not like when people call me a liar. Willie. Now look, I'm gonna make this real simple for you, Willie. You come across with whatever it is that you got, or I will cut your heart out and show it to you before you hit the ground.
Okay, I get the idea.
Smart boy, Willie. Now, what do you got for us?
I got this for you.
Get him! Come on! You went this way, come on! You are dead, you on the floor! Hey, you guys, what are you doing there? I'm calling the cops! Hey, come on!
Not here.
I can't take another fall, man. I'm still on parole. You're on your own, Danny. I'm out of here.
Hey! Where'd the guy go? Can't just disappear.
Thank you. Thank you for working.
Hey! Hey! Hey, open up! Hey! Hey! Hey, up!
Hello. Oh, hi, Mom. How are you? Mom, I'll be okay. I'm not the first girl to get dumped for someone else. Can't we talk about this later? Besides, I think we've discussed this topic a few hundred times. You don't think I want to find a decent guy to spend my life with? I wish. I'll call you later, Mom. Bye.
Willie Gardner, a simple man, who discovered in a steamer trunk the difference between possessions and real wealth. Once adrift in a sea of humanity, he's finally found a safe harbor in a port of call known as the Twilight Zone. On the frontier, any frontier, there can be little margin for error. Just as the first covered wagons making their way across the American desert had a finite supply of food and water, so too on this even vaster frontier are there laws that must be strictly observed. Thomas Barton has been piloting emergency dispatch ships for 5 years. He has never been faced with this particular law of the frontier. Until now. Thomas Barton is about to discover firsthand that there are limits, even here, in the boundless reaches of the Twilight Zone.
Computational error, unauthorized payload. Computational error, unauthorized payload. Fuel supply insufficient for mission completion at present mass.
All right, come out of there. I said come out of there. All right, hold it right there. Right there. All right, come out real slow. Come on. Come on.
All right. I give up. Look, I know I shouldn't have done this.
Who are you?
I was going to Mimir for the Linguistics Academy there. And then I heard your EDS was going to Woden, so I... You see, my brother, Jerry, he works on Woden, on the government survey team there, and it's been 5 years since I've seen him. I haven't seen him since he left Earth. You see, it was just sort of the two of us growing up, and, well, I knew it'd be like a year before I'd see him again. 5 years is a long time, you know. I've missed him. And I know I shouldn't have stowed away, but I didn't want to wait another year. I knew I'd be breaking some sort of regulation. Another look. I'm not a freeloader. I can pay for my own keep once we get to work. And I've got a Class B computer license, and my background is in linguistics, so that might be useful. This is nice.
What's your name?
Marilyn. Marilyn Lee Cross. My brother's Jerry Cross. Do you know?
No, I don't.
Are we going faster?
Yeah, I shut off the engines that were decelerating us as we moved into Woden's star system. I'm trying to save a little fuel for a little while.
Why?
Stardust, this is EDS 34G11. Barton speaking, priority blue. I need to speak with Commander Delhart immediately.
Are you gonna...
Priority blue acknowledged, Barton. Patching you in.
Are you gonna ask them to come back for me? Don't!
Barton, what seems to be the problem?
Commander Delhart, we have a stowaway on board.
I see. I assume you've followed standard procedures?
Negative, sir, I have not. Commander Delhart, the situation is a little unusual here. The stowaway isn't a criminal or a smuggler. She's a girl.
What?
Yes, sir, a teenager. She wants to see her brother in Woden. She didn't even know what she was doing.
Oh.
Commander Delhart, is there another cruiser in the area? A freighter or another scout ship?
No, you're too far out. We're the only ship within 40 light years.
What about sending out another EDS?
It would never reach you on time.
What about a ground-to-space transport from Woden? Anything at all, sir?
No, I'm sorry. There's absolutely no possibility of intercept. There's just nobody out there to help. Martin, I'm sorry. I wish to God there was something I could do, but there isn't. You do understand that, don't you?
What does he mean?
Yes, sir, I understand.
I'll get ship's records to Coronel so we can make the necessary notifications. Delhart out.
Are you gonna tell me what he means?
The ship is carrying serum for cholera fever. Back to Group 1 on Woden. Their base was hit by a meteor storm. Their supply was wiped out. Do you know what cholera fever is?
No.
It's like meningitis. It's quicker and more painful. Group 2, where your brother is actually 8,000 miles away across the Western Sea from Group 1, so there's no way they can get back to Group 1 in time to help, which means 35 men are going to die unless the ship with the serum reaches them on schedule.
I see, so I'm throwing you off the schedule?
EDS, this is ship's records. EDS.
This is EDS, I acknowledge.
We'll need all the data on the subject's identification disc.
One moment, please. I see the identification disc. ID number T837-Y41, name Marilyn Lee Cross, date of birth July 7, 2040, place of birth Grand Rapids, Michigan, American Commonwealth, Earth.
Original destination.
Port City, Beamer.
Time of execution.
What? What does she mean?
At what time was the stowaway ejected from the ship?
I'll inform you later.
Ejected? She can't be serious.
Now listen to me. It's my fault because I should have told you as soon as I found you. And I thought maybe once I contacted Delhart could do something about it. I don't know.
If you eject me, I'll die.
I realize that.
Warning. Fuel supply insufficient for mission completion. Moving to condition yellow.
I didn't hurt anybody. I just wanted to see my brother.
Nobody wants you to die, and nobody would ever let it be this way if there was anything humanly possible they could do to change it, but there's not. I mean, these emergency dispatch ships are given just exactly enough fuel to get to their destination, maybe a little extra to allow for atmospheric turbulence.
And my added weight will cause it to lose its fuel before we reach the ground.
Yeah, it'll crash, and you and I will die, and so will 35 people waiting for the serum.
What about the Stardust? Can't it come to pick me up?
No. God, it's carrying medical supplies and food to the outer colonies, and hundreds of people will die if it doesn't reach its destination on schedule.
You talk like this happens every day, you know? Just like you're throwing some excess baggage overboard.
You don't think I'm gonna have to live with this for the rest of my life? I mean, every night when you come to me in my dreams, don't you think if there was anything I could do to help you, I would do it?
Entering Woden gravitational vector phase 1. Engine ignition must occur at T-minus 85 minutes. Mass must be reduced.
It's all just numbers, isn't it? Ratios. Equations. It's nothing personal. It's just mathematics.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. It is just mathematics. I mean, H amount of fuel won't power this ship safely to its destination with M plus X amount of mass. It's as simple as that.
X. That's me, isn't it? The unwanted factor in a mathematical equation. I can go alone, or I can take 35 others with me.
In case you're wondering, the EDS doesn't have any sophisticated landing computers. I mean, you can't pilot the ship by yourself.
I know. Thanks for the thought, though. Isn't there anything else?
What, jettison? These things are designed pretty lean. I mean, there's hardly an extra kilogram. Wait a second. Just wait 1 second.
Warning, fuel supply insufficient for mission completion.
Enough?
Well, we'll soon find out. Damn it, that's not even half what we need.
How long do I have before I have to leave?
I have to reactivate the engines and start deceleration by 1900 hours.
That's less than an hour. Oh, God, how did this happen so fast?
It's different out here. I mean, it's not like Earth. The frontier's so vast that there's no margin for error out here. I mean, you make a mistake, there's nobody can help you.
Entering Woden gravitational vector. Phase 2 engine ignition must occur at T-minus 75 minutes.
You want to talk to him? Your brother? Do you want to talk to your brother? I think we're within range now.
Yes.
EDS 34G11 to Group 2 on Woden, please copy.
Group 2, Woden. We copy EDS.
Jerry Cross, please. It's urgent.
Jerry? No, he went out on a reconnaissance mission. He won't be back for a while yet. Over.
Please notify him as soon as possible, then signal us. It's urgent. EDS out.
It seems to go faster all the time, doesn't it? I just want to hear his voice. I think when I hear his voice, I won't be so scared. It's cold in here. Is it cold?
No, it's, yeah, it's colder than it should be here.
Maybe I shouldn't wait, you know, maybe I'm just being selfish. Maybe it would be better for Jerry if you told him afterward.
No. No, that's not what he'd want. He'd want you to wait.
Is it getting dark where he is? I've hurt everyone I love. I've been so stupid, so selfish.
It wasn't your fault. It really wasn't your fault at all, and they'll understand that.
I'll never be able to tell them. I never took them for granted. And I knew about all those little sacrifices they made. Also, I wouldn't have to do without. God. Never being able to tell them how much I love them.
They know.
I've read about how people look when they die in space. But I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything to die for.
Please, I know you didn't. I know you didn't, and I know you're not to blame, and I'm sorry. Do you understand me? I am so sorry.
I'll be okay.
Signal transmission from G2.
Jerry?
Incoming.
It's Jerry.
Cross here, what is it? EDS, come in. Gerald Cross here.
Jerry? I wanted to see you.
Marilyn? Is that you? What are you doing on an EDS?
I wanted to see you, Jerry, so I hid on the ship.
You hid?
The stowaway. I didn't know what it would mean.
Oh, Marilyn, what have you done?
I didn't mean to hurt you, Jerry. I just wanted to see
I'm sorry. Don't cry, sis. I didn't mean it to sound that way. It's just that it's unfair. It's because of me.
Oh, don't feel like that, Jerry. Don't let me go knowing you feel like that.
EDS, have you called Stardust? Is there anything?
There's nothing he can do, Jerry. He tried everything. No one can help me now, I know that. I just wanted to say goodbye, Jerry.
The planet's starting to swing. We're losing contact with the base now.
Jerry, you're fading away, so I have to say goodbye now. But maybe we'll see each other again. I'll be nothing you can see, but I'll be there. Always think of me like that. Always.
Always like that. Never any other way.
Goodbye, Jerry. I love you.
Marilyn, I love you.
Warning, fuel supply insufficient for mission completion at present. Mass. Condition red. Mission status in jeopardy. Condition red.
I'm ready.
darkness, Thomas Barton hurtles towards his destination with the realization that there is room for emotion on the wilder frontiers of the universe. Emotion and the memory of a girl who had not known that sometimes it takes a human life to balance a cold equation in the black geometry of the Twilight Zone.
Only 4 job applications from last week. We require more than that, Mr. Cranston.
I know that. I know. I thought I was sick.
Did you get any response from any of them?
No.
Are you sure you filled out the application properly?
Yes, I'm sure.
Maybe if you borrowed a nicer coat.
Coat? No, it's not the clothes, it's the time. The longer I'm out of work, the harder it is to find someone to hire me.
Perhaps you don't understand the purpose of this interview, Mr. Cranston. You know, this shelter has just lost its mortgage, and I have to determine people's eligibility so that I can transfer them.
Ma'am, do not... Ma'am, don't you think I'm serious about trying to find work? Do you think I enjoy being broke and living here in this shelter with my family? I work with my hands. I build. I cannot build unless someone hires me. Do you understand?
I think we've talked enough. I have other people to interview. Thank you, Mr. Cranston.
Steve Cranston, a man living what Thoreau called a life of quiet desperation. A man once successful, once firmly ensconced in the American dream, only to have it turn into a nightmare. Steve Cranston, a statistic whose number is about to be called from the Twilight Zone.
It's okay, Steve. Something's got to break for us.
No, maybe it is my fault.
Oh, you know better than that. You'll find a job soon.
Soon is not going to cut it, Elaine. If I don't find something, we're going to be out in the street. You know they're closing this place down.
What about that job program they're starting over in Carsdale?
I told you the job program has been put off for a month. You know how many positions are open? 20. You know how many applications there are? Over 200. Now you tell me what our chances are.
What are we gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know.
one piece I need I don't have with me.
Well, what do you suggest be done in the meantime?
Just leave it off tonight. I'll be back in the morning.
Leave it off? I mean, do you really think that's such a good idea?
Oh, look, I've left the arm light on. Nobody will know the whole system's down unless you tell them, right? Very nice. Very nice indeed.
You'll notice the growth in the fourth quarter profits in...
Yeah, I can see that. But I still want the audit pushed through. If there's any way we can cut back on expenses, salary, budget, personnel, do it.
I have to tell you that there's going to be some opposition. They say they're down to the bone as it is.
No. They're not down to the bone. You know how you can tell? They always start to yell when you've hit nerve, not bone. By the time you get to the bone, they've stopped complaining because they know they could be next.
I'll do what I can.
You do that. Well, I see you're ready to leave. You have that look.
It is nearly 10 o'clock.
So it is.
I'll stop by tomorrow with the potential tax shelters that we discussed, and I urge you to move as quickly as possible to avoid the year-end rush.
If it's tomorrow, it's going to have to be in the evening. I'd say around 8:30?
8:30.
Something?
Nothing. 8:30. Good night.
Will there be anything else this evening, sir?
No, I don't think so. I'll do a little reading before I go to bed.
Very good, sir.
Stay right where you are.
God. Mister, look. I made a mistake, okay? Don't do anything. I'll give you back.
Don't move! Back up.
You don't understand.
Back up.
What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna use the phone and call the cops. That's what I'm gonna do. Back up!
No, please don't call the police, mister. Let me explain something. I got a family!
You should have thought of that before. Now, don't try anything. I'm not afraid to use this thing.
No! Don't you call the cops. I have a family. I have a wife. I'm warning you. Don't you call!
Good morning, sir.
Who are you? What am I doing here?
Just try to relax, sir. You received a rather nasty bump when you hit your head. But the doctor said you'd be all right if you rest.
No, that's not right. I was shot.
Oh, you're confused, sir. You shot the other man, but the police took him away.
What other man? What are you talking about?
Mr. Perry, the doctor was most emphatic about your staying in bed.
Wait a minute. There's a picture here of Lana Taylor, the movie star, and I'm in it. What am I doing in this?
Oh, well, as I recall, sir, you and she are romantically involved, I believe.
No, wait. Who do you think I am?
Frederick Perry, sir.
No. No, that's wrong. That's totally wrong.
Perhaps I'd better speak to the doctor again, sir.
Shelter.
Yes, good morning. Is Elaine Cranston there, please?
I'm sorry, she's not here.
No, I have to speak to her. It's urgent. I'm her...
She's at Mercy Hospital. Seems her husband got shot last night.
Elaine? Lisa? Oh, thank God. Thank God.
What are you doing?
What's wrong?
What are you doing here?
Leave me alone.
Honey, what's wrong? Don't you recognize me either?
Of course she does. You're the bastard who shot her daddy.
Stay away from him, do you hear me? Just stay away!
Oh, God, this is totally crazy.
Just because he robbed you was no reason to try and kill him.
No, you don't understand. He tried to kill me.
He was desperate. We have no money, no place to go after tomorrow.
You don't understand. Look, I got all the money we need, babe. I don't know how this... You may not...
You can't buy your way out of this, Mr. Perry. Now get out of here. Now get out. Get out of here before I call the police.
No, I'll drop the... I mean, he'll drop the charges. You don't understand. He's not really...
Here you are, sir.
I hate lobster.
I thought you loved lobster, sir.
Things change. Too many things. I'm sorry. Tell the chef it's swell. I guess.
Swell, sir?
Fred.
What are you doing here?
I'm here as you requested. Have some background material on the matters we discussed. And I need a couple of signatures just to get the process going here.
Could I see this just for a moment? This is a lot of money.
You should know. Needless to say, we have a number of options we can pursue here to get the best possible shelter for the money.
Shelter. Let me ask you a question. How much money is this? I mean, if I put it all on a table in a great big pile, how much would it be?
Well, counting stocks, real estate, long-term municipal certificates of deposit, a little over 40 million.
Of course.
And of course, there's about 800,000 in cash and mutual funds.
And I could spend that, right?
Yeah, sure, you could.
Do you know this place called the 8th Street Shelter? It's a place downtown for the homeless. Their mortgage is running out tomorrow, and I'd like to,
To what? Not buy them out.
Yeah, I would like to buy them out. I'd like to buy out their mortgage. I'd like to make sure they don't close down tomorrow.
But Fred, you can't just...
Why not? It's my money, isn't it?
But why? What's the reason?
Never mind why. Just do it tomorrow morning.
You sly fox. Something big's going to happen there, isn't it? And you want to be in on it.
Let's just say the decision I make is going to affect an awful lot of people.
Would there be anything else this evening, Mr. Perry?
No, thank you, Lawrence.
Good night, then, sir.
Good night.
Elaine.
Dad!
Steve. Thank God.
What happened? What am I doing back here?
You were shot breaking into the house. Don't worry, sweetheart. The man you tried to rob dropped the charges. You take it easy. As soon as the doctor says you're better, we can go back to the shelter.
The shelter? Isn't the shelter shut down?
No.
City applauds. Benefactor.
Listen to this. Spokesman for financier Frederick Perry announced plans today to buy out the mortgage on the 8th Street shelter. Perry, when reached for comment, simply said that it was the right thing to do.
But it wasn't him. It was me.
Maybe in a way it was. Maybe Perry saw what desperation could do to somebody and thought it was time he did something about it. Best of all, honey, I talked to the director of the shelter, and he said there's enough money now for some real work to be done, and he wants to hire you. I was so afraid I was going to lose you. I'm just so glad that you're back.
So am I. So am I.
It has been a time of changes for Steve Cranston, and the hard times are by no means over. But perhaps now the decisions ahead will be a little easier to make. There are no easy answers here or in the Twilight Zone. We direct your attention to the man with the sleek leather briefcase. His name, Dr. Mallory Craig.
Thanks, bud.
Occupation, psychologist, newly employed by the Crestridge Sanitarium. For the last 2 weeks, he has been visualizing his first day, looking forward to it with eager anticipation. But there's a terror behind those cold institutional walls that nothing in his education has prepared him for.
Dr. Craig?
Yes.
Rebecca Robb. Everyone calls me Becky. I'm the catch-all head nurse, good cop, bad cop, advisor on policy, and tracker down of missing paychecks. Glad to have you aboard.
Thank you. Glad to be here. This place has got a fine reputation. I only hope I can live up to it.
I'll get you the files on your clients. You'll be taking over Dr. Parnett's group, about 6 or 7 people. I think you'll find them all quite fascinating.
Thank you, Becky. Becky, can I see you a second?
Sure.
What can you tell me about this patient? Name of Sharon Miles. It says here she committed herself.
That's correct. Although Dr. Parnett thought there might also have been some family pressure to check in.
It also says she refused to leave the house, was constantly rearranging furniture in strange ways, and refused to sleep anywhere but in a plain white room.
Still does. Since she's been here, she's repainted her room, I guess about half a dozen times by now. Anytime there's a spot or a crack. Dr. Parnett said to let her do it. It might be good therapy for her. She dresses only in solid colors and refuses to leave her room except for meals and counseling sessions. And then only with difficulty.
I've never heard of anything like this before. What's her attitude?
Frightened. Doctor, in my 10 years as a nurse, I've never seen anyone so completely, utterly terrified.
Of what?
I don't know. Even Dr. Parnett couldn't find out that one. Good night, Doctor.
Hi. I know it's a little bit after office hours, but I thought I'd pop by and say hello, if you don't mind. Yours? Nice work. I'm afraid arts and crafts are pretty much beyond me. Tried to make a bookcase once, ended up as a napkin holder. Nice room. Spartan, but very nice.
Thank you.
I've been going over the caseload. And yours is very interesting. I noticed that you graduated to therapy on a voluntary basis.
Dr. Parnett decided not to push matters. If there was something I wanted to talk about, I'd talk about it.
But you haven't. You haven't been to therapy in nearly 2 months. You know, I'm sure if you were to try again, I could arrange for a field trip.
No. I don't think that would be a good idea. Not yet. When I'm ready, maybe.
All right. But if you should ever feel like talking, I think you know where to find me. Good evening.
Ah, good. There you are. I've been looking all over for you. Before everyone went home for the night, I wanted to introduce you to the rest of the staff.
Fine. That'll be all right.
Get it away from me! Get it away from me! Get it away from me!
I told her we don't have any other heavy blankets. It's getting colder and she's
I don't
need
care! Get it away! I don't want patterns!
Look, just go and get 2 or 3 light ones. That should be all right, don't you think?
As long as they're plain. One color, no patterns.
No patterns. I promise. Come on.
Guess I didn't make a very good impression last night. I want to thank you for what you did. The staff gets a little impatient with me at times.
All forgotten.
Thank you.
But it would help me tremendously in the future if I understood why you were so concerned.
Hey, Doc. Haven't you heard? Nobody in here but us loonies. We don't have to have reasons for what we do.
I disagree. And for what it's worth, I don't think you are a loony. Scared, yes. And I'd like to try and help. Talk to you for a while.
All right. If you just move that for the time being. After I finished college, I met Jeff. And we got married about a year later. And we had a boy, Bobby. He's 7 years old now. And I don't hate my mother or my father, and I never wanted to sleep with my brother. And I wasn't frightened by a checkered sheet when I was a little girl.
But you were frightened last night. I saw you. You were terrified by that blanket.
No, not the blanket. The patterns.
Why? Don't you want to leave this place? I can't imagine you'd want to stay. Then why don't you tell me?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Try me.
You ever look closely at patterns, Doctor? I mean the kind of patterns you find in wallpaper. Cracks in the ceiling. Linoleum floors.
I suppose so, yes.
You ever see faces in those patterns? The way that the cracks and colors come together so that if you look at it, just so, you could swear you see a face.
Of course. We had a linoleum floor when I was a kid. I used to spend hours looking at the patterns, trying to make faces out of them. See, that's the way the brain works. It tries to find order in chaos. Given the chance, the mind plays a game of connect the dots with whatever it happens to be looking at the time.
Yes, but did you ever wonder why you see faces? Not animals or plants or buildings, but faces.
No, actually, until you mentioned it, it hadn't occurred to me.
It didn't occur to me either. At least not at first. It was Sunday, And I was looking up at the wallpaper. It was covered in abstract patterns. You know the kind. And I was looking up at the wallpaper, looking into the patterns. I saw a face in it. A doctor. I swear it looked back at me. Right at me. I caught it off guard, I guess, because I got the most terrible, horrible feeling that it knew that I saw it. And I looked away. And it was gone.
Perhaps you only thought the face was looking at you.
No. No! You know when you're crossing the street and you make eye contact with the driver the way everybody tells you to, and even though you can't see them clearly, you can feel when you've met their eyes. You know they're looking at you. Well, this face was looking at me, just like that. And why did it suddenly disappear?
You said yourself that you looked away. At that moment, your mind rearranged the dots into a different pattern, one without a face.
No, there was something there, Doctor. I saw it and it saw me. It's trying to kill me. I saw a face in it. A doctor. I swear it looked back at me. Right at me. I caught it off guard, I guess, because I got the most terrible, horrible feeling that it knew that I saw it. Then I looked away. And it was gone.
Staying late?
No, I was just leaving.
Well, I hope you brought your coat. Looks like we're heading into the rainy season. Good night, Doctor.
Good night, Becky. You said yourself that you looked away. At that moment, your mind rearranged the dots into a different pattern, one without a face.
No, there was something there, Doctor. I saw it and it saw me. It's trying to kill me. After I saw the first face, I started seeing more of them. They were watching me, peering out of the patterns of carpet, ceilings, wallpaper. I tried to paint over them, but they kept coming through. Faces in the pile of leaves next door. Faces in tree trunks, brick walls. Faces in the doodles of my 7-year-old son. My clothes. I had to stop wearing patterns. That's why I don't allow patterns in my room. That's how they come through. As long as they're out of range, I'm safe. Sometimes I get the feeling that I hear them talking, whispering about me, trying to decide what they're going to do about me.
You keep saying they. Who are they?
I don't know. Sometimes I get the feeling that they're looking in from someplace else, someplace parallel to this, that only intersects us at certain points. I get the feeling that they're old. Very, very old.
What do you think they would do to you, finally, if they got you alone?
I don't know. I try not to think about it. And I'm not going to give them the chance to find out.
Did this have something to do with your decision to commit yourself?
I'm awfully tired, Doctor. Can we pick this up?
Will you tell me tomorrow what happened?
Sir, come back!
Damn.
Don't resist us. Come in. Come with us. Come with us. Sharon, come with us. Don't resist.
Bobby!
Oh.
Hello.
It's me, Sharon. I've changed my mind. I can't live like this anymore. Someone has to know in case something happens to me. Tomorrow I'll tell you everything.
Glad to hear that, Sharon.
And Doctor, I lied to you. I think I know what they are and what they're trying to do to me. I can't trust them not to. Doctor, please, if anything happens to me, promise me you'll protect them. Jeff and my son, promise me?
Well, I promise.
Good morning, Doctor. Pardon the bucket. We had the roof fixed last winter, but it still leaks a lot. The bucket's all over the place. Storm that big always agitates the patients, and last night was a doozy. Around midnight, we had everyone quieted down, except for your favorite patient.
Sharon, what happened?
She just started screaming right in the middle of the night, screaming and pounding on her door, trying to get out. Kept saying she wanted another room, that she had to get out.
Did she say why?
Well, she was hysterical. Any other night, we'd have given her another room, but you know how crowded we are. She was too disturbed to let her wander around, so we had to lock her room. I called for another nurse to help sedate her. She really fought us, too.
Why didn't you call me?
Well, we were going to, but she quieted down. We didn't want to disturb you.
Good morning, Doctor.
I hear you give our nurses quite a night.
I was being silly, and I realize that now. Storms frighten me. Actually, thanks to you, I realize I've been silly about a lot of things.
Such as?
Such as being here, committing myself, abandoning my son and husband just because of some perfectly irrational fears. It's wrong. And I can see that now. I guess all I really needed was someone to talk to.
I fear you give me way too much credit. It's a very pretty outfit. Very intricate patterns, I thought.
Just one more sign that all is well. I called the front office and had it brought to my room. With some luck, I signed the release forms and I'll be leaving here this afternoon.
So soon? I thought we could at least finish our...
We did. And again. Thank you.
cab's here. Thought I'd help you with your bags.
Thank you.
Besides, I couldn't just let you go without saying goodbye, could I?
No, I suppose not. All the help is quite appreciated.
Did you hear something?
No. Must have been the wind.
Next time you're alone, look quickly at the wallpaper and the ceiling and the cracks on the sidewalk. Look for the patterns and lines and faces on the wall. Look, if you can, for Sharon Miles, visible only out of the corner of your eye, or in the Twilight Zone. Current guest in room 2426, Martin Decker, theoretical biochemist. Checked in for observation a week ago. It seems he was displaying antisocial behavior, wrong thinking, and other intellectual crimes against the state. Diagnosis: schizophrenia, curable only by intense therapy sessions, followed by a full confession and disclosure of the facts. Once cured, Martin will be released. Or buried.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing a breakthrough in this therapy soon. How are you feeling?
It's none of your damn business.
Yeah, let's have a look. He is not fit to be released as yet. He needs another treatment. Or two. You could make things very simple by telling us where to find the notebooks.
Notebooks? What notebooks?
Oh, dear. We're going to have to start all over again. The notebooks!
You'll never see them.
You're willing to suffer for a few sheets of paper, a few chicken scratches and ink. What is it anyway? It's only a new way to kill grasshoppers.
modification here, a little adjustment there, and then you can annihilate millions of human beings.
Then why did you do the research if you never intended to use it?
I'm a scientist. You wouldn't understand this, but there are people who believe that ideas have an innate, intrinsic value.
Oh, we believe that ideas have value. Values when applied to the service of the state. You see, until then, they're just worthless, abstract, theoretical equations. Come, Dr. Decker. Surely you must have known how this might be put to use.
I was blinded by the research grants and the awards and my pride in my work. I thought of the bacteria as a way to wage war on famine and hunger. But then I realized, in your hands, it would be just to wage war. And you don't have a right to knowledge like that.
That's where you're wrong, Dr. Decker. We have a right to all knowledge. Why don't you just write down the processes? It'll save us all a lot of trouble, and you a lot of pain.
I couldn't do it if I wanted to. The process took years.
Just tell us where you've hidden the books. I see this is going to be a useless discussion any further.
It's totally wrong.
Oh, come on, Martin. You know, your pragmatism blinds you. There are many things which are important yet cannot be measured in any scientific way.
Amory, it was you that taught me to be pragmatic and to insist on empirical data.
As a scientist, yes, but as a human being, it is also your job to dream, to believe, to be committed to great truths besides the physical laws.
What truths?
That knowledge is power, that there is inherent value in the human life, and that great thoughts do not come from a mind in shackles.
Oh, what about Gandhi? He did his best thinking in prison.
Only his body was imprisoned. His mind was free.
There's a playmate for you.
They're gone now.
Thanks.
It looks like you're gonna live.
Can I have some more?
There isn't any more. Till morning.
What? You gave me the last?
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna be able to give you. You're on your own now.
I had no idea it's going to be this hard.
It gets worse. So what'd you do to get thrown in here? Sleep with some bureaucrat's wife?
Wish I would have thought of that. That would have been the easy way. But I like the image of the outsider fighting against impossible odds. Kind of like you.
What do you know about me?
A lot. In a sense, we're brothers.
You're not my brother. You don't know anything about me.
I know enough.
Oh, really?
I know about the notebooks.
Who sent you?
Friends, your sacrifice has not gone unnoticed. You have allies who think as you do. I'm here to help you escape.
Escape? You're a fool. The security at this so-called hospital is notorious. No one gets over the walls.
Oh, yes, the walls, of course. There are other ways. I can help you escape safely.
How do we do this? We fly.
Your skepticism doesn't surprise me. And you will find it hard to believe that I've been trained to use my mind in a different way than you. I can go anywhere I want to. No walls can contain me.
I think Dr. Ostroff has given you one too many treatments.
Go ahead, laugh. But teletransportation is a reality.
Teletransportation. Teletransportation is the fevered fantasy of a very disturbed individual with whom I happen to be locked up. You're a lunatic.
It does sound ridiculous, doesn't it?
Yes, that sums it up very well.
Is it so ridiculous to think that men can transport themselves with the powers of their minds when they already use a simple beam of light to carve holes in granite and knock satellites from the sky?
Shining a beam of light from here to there is very different from teletransporting matter.
Is it?
Mr. Decker, the doctor will see you now.
We're here.
See how simple it is?
It's been so long, I forgot what the real world was like.
And all you had to do was believe. Really believe.
Where are the notebooks? Are there copies? Where are the notebooks? Where did you hide them? Are there copies? Turn it up. Where are the notebooks? Are there copies?
Tell me about the girl.
She was very beautiful. She sat right next to me. I could almost touch her. I don't want to think about it. It was a drug-induced dream. Another one of Dr. Ostroff's tricks.
We can't let him beat us. Let's finish our chess game. Maybe that'll keep us focused. Bishop to queen 4. Bishop takes pawn. Bishop takes pawn, your move.
A rook to king 7, check.
Right. Good move. Let's see, king to knight. Knight. I can't. I just can't see the board anymore. I want to help you, friend. But I'm not sure I can hold out much longer.
Go! If you can go take a walk on the beach or spend the night in some woman's arms, go! Leave me alone!
I can't. I have a mission.
Unless I get you out of here, I failed. You are not the only one with convictions, you know.
Idiot. They've gotten to you. They're making you believe these damn dreams. They're illusions. Let them go.
It's you they've gotten to. You've lost your faith, your imagination. I can get us out of here.
Look.
We can be free.
Just answer me this. Why didn't you just appear here in the first place? Why were you physically thrown in here?
For them. For the people who run this place. I knew you'd be hard to convince, and I knew I'd have to spend time here. But, Martin, I can't do it alone. To get you out of here, I need your cooperation, faith, your belief.
Just leave me alone. I don't want to share in your insanity.
You don't need to suffer like this, my friend.
Oh, stop.
Just listen. All it takes is belief.
All right. Let's just say for a moment that I believe. How do you do it? How do you transcend matter?
Like all great truths, it's profound yet simple. You believe with all of your being that you're in another place than you are.
Just like that?
Only if you truly believe.
What does it feel like?
It's kind of hard to describe. It's kind of, well, the closest thing I can think of, it's like falling asleep, feeling weightless.
What if something goes wrong?
At least you won't be here.
Well, I'll do anything to get out of here. So you just tell me and I'll do it.
All right, close your eyes. You believe, don't you?
Yes, I believe it.
Fine.
How do I know where I'm going?
I'll guide us in our journey. Just let yourself go. You'll be safe. Just let go. It's a safe place where no one can find us. A room above a boulevard. A safe place. Tea?
What is this place?
A safe house. Please, you mustn't do that. We can't run the risk of your being seen from the street. There are more lives at stake than just yours. Come sit down. I'll have a cup of tea. First time's always a little disorienting. Why'd you do that?
I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't a dream.
You convinced?
I can't believe we did it. We got out. But how was that possible? I have to understand the mechanics of this. It has to be some kind of biochemical energy exchange. How do you work it?
You made it work.
Yes, I did, didn't I? But how?
In due time. Sit down. We have more important business.
What could be more important than a scientific breakthrough like this?
The notebooks. We've got to destroy them.
Of course, I'll have to go and get them.
No. That would be too risky. It's broad daylight out there.
Well, I'll wait until nightfall.
No, it can't wait. Tell me where they are and I'll get them.
No, It's too important to trust anybody with. Besides, what if somebody sees you?
Ah, me, I'm nobody. I'm a mere flea on the back of the system. But you're known. You're a real threat. By now, your picture's been circulated. Every cop in the corner knows who you are.
All right. All right, give me a pencil. You have to go to the university. And you go to this room in the biochemistry building. And behind the lectern in the wall is a false panel, and the notebook is there.
I won't let you down.
Good work.
It was hardly a challenge. These idealists are always such dreamers.
No sight of him.
Close all the exits.
You understand that if he's not found, you will be held fully responsible.
But it was just a trick. I couldn't have actually done it.
As man has progressed, up from the mud and down from the trees, his best tool has always been logical thought. That tool has taken us in a grand arc, from the first flint against steel to the apocalypse of colliding atoms. What Martin Decker, man of science, has learned is that every once in a while, we must step out of the confines of logic and take a leap of faith into the Twilight Zone.
Hello, Mr. Foster. This is the unemployment office returning your call. I'm sorry, but your benefits as of the 2nd, 17th, 99 have expired. You can reach me at the usual number, but I'm afraid there's really nothing I can do.
The year is 1999. Within the box, evidence that some things do not change with the passage of time. Its contents, the collected debris of a shattered life, now valuable only for the dimes and nickels they can solicit from a third party. A familiar process, and a familiar long walk that is about to lead into the unfamiliar terrain of the Twilight Zone.
Yes, sir. Something I can help you with?
Well, I'm afraid I'm not buying.
Selling then.
Yeah.
Bring it over here. Let's see what you got.
I know it's not much. You know how it is. Hard times, lots of things going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I guess you hear that a lot in this business, huh?
Yes, I do. $50.
The watch alone is worth that.
Make it 60 then, but that's as high as I'll go. There's a depression down, you know. You can take it somewhere else, but you won't get any more. And when you come back, the offer will be 50. Flat.
Couldn't you make it 65?
Done. Sure you've nothing else to sell?
No.
You weren't sent here, were you? Referred?
Referred? No. Look, if I had anything else to sell, it'd be in the box. I got nothing left. I'll tell you what I do have. A gut full of pain. You want to make me an offer, go ahead. Now, what's the going price for pain these days?
Perhaps there's something else we can negotiate. Come. You're familiar, I trust, with memory dipping?
Only what I read in the papers. Seems to be the big trend these days, renting people's memories.
Yes, it's become quite popular among those able to afford it. The usual practice is to scan a subject's memories and copy them onto a computer chip. You can take a skier, copy his memory of his best race, and by plugging into that, you can experience what he felt. His feelings, his thoughts, the way the snow felt under his skis, the roar of the crowd at the finish line. A fascinating concept, is it not, Mr.
Foster?
Mr. Foster. Unfortunately, copied memories are not as vivid as some might like. It's like seeing a video that's been dubbed too many times. The color is washed out. The experience less than 100% real. So, a market has developed for connoisseurs looking to sample a far more intense experience. For that, they require not dubbing, but direct transference. We go in electronically and slice away memories. A minute, an hour, a year. We can remove these memories and store them for use by others. And the experience is quite painless, of course.
And illegal.
Eminently. And the wonder of it all is the product is not a distortion of reality. It is reality distilled. For those who buy, the risk is quite worthwhile. As for those who sell, the rewards are quite reasonable.
How much would I get?
Depends on what we can find.
I've never really done anything special.
Unnecessary. Look at the soap operas, Mr. Foster. No alien invasions, no vast sagas. But they know the value of voyeurism. And so do I.
Well, I'll have to think about it.
Of course, of course. Wouldn't have it any other way. Do think about it. And while you're thinking about it, think on this. What have your memories done for you lately, Mr. Foster?
Third reminder, Foster. In case you've forgotten, the rent's due the 1st of every month. Today is the 6th. Either I get the rent from you by tomorrow, or I'm throwing you out. Am I clear? Have a nice day.
It's not fair, you know.
Very little in life is, Mr. Foster. I've just had a very good offer from a fellow who collects high school graduations.
It gives me great pleasure in presenting this next student not only with his diploma, but also with this watch in recognition of his leading the fundraising for the new gymnasium. Congratulations, Simon Foster.
Mr. Foster? Mr. Foster? Mr. Foster? Here, drink this. For some reason, the process tends to dehydrate it a little. A perfect transfer? How do you feel?
I don't feel any different.
Of course not. But now there's just a tiny gap in your memory. Just so. Everything between 8 o'clock in the morning and 8 o'clock in the evening of the day in question. 12 hours. Poof. Gone. And are you any the less for it? No. In fact, I would dare say you are quite the richer for it. Well, good doing business with you, Mr. Foster. Next time...
No, there's not going to be next time. I just needed enough to get ahead a little, that's all. Thank you for your help.
As you say, but if you should ever change your mind... Be seeing you, Mr. Foster.
620, 625.
Thank you.
Now, if you don't mind.
Next month, too. New policy. Got a lot of transients coming through here. Owner says we have to have an extra month's rent.
Can't do that.
Look, I tell you what. Why don't you go running off to the Housing Commission and tell them all about it? And maybe when you get back, you'll find your apartment rented. One of those clerical errors you hear so much about.
I'm sorry, Mr. Foster, but there are no openings in your area. When a vacancy opens up in your field, you will be notified at that time. Goodbye.
luck, Mr. Foster. I just got a call from someone interested in buying birthdays.
There's 5 candles, Simon, and 1 for good luck. Close your eyes. Make a wish. Make a wish, Simon. Blow out the candles. Good boy. Happy birthday, Simon. Darling, look at Simon. He's taking his first step. Look! That's my boy.
I just wanted to say, you're a great dancer.
Thank you. It was very nice. I have to go inside now, but I'll never forget this.
Punctual, Mr. Foster. Very good. We have a job in the repair field which your record indicates you're perfect for. We just have to ask you a few questions. Strictly formality, you understand. What high school did you graduate?
Cliffordville High, in Madison.
With 2 years of junior college. What was your major?
I think it was...
Your resume lists engineering.
That's it. If you could just give me a minute, I think that I have some records around here somewhere.
I'm sorry, but we are pressed for time, Mr. Foster. If you're not ready for this interview, you should have...
No, I'm ready. Sorry. Go on.
Please describe your training in that field during your college experience.
Well,
I require specifics, Mr. Foster. I'm sorry, Mr. Foster, but if you're not going to cooperate...
Wait, please. It's difficult sometimes.
It's difficult for us all, Mr. Foster. The unemployment rate is 32% as of this Monday, and there are many applicants who are looking for this job.
Wait, please. If you just give me a chance.
Please resubmit your application to Central Processing. Good day, Mr. Foster.
You can't do this to me! Come back here! Come back, damn you! My God. How many? How many others?
I run a business, Mr. Foster. Like any good business, it depends on volume and diversity. One must be responsive to the fluctuations in the market. Oh, save me your grand gestures. You're not going anywhere. Even if you leave, you'll be back. Your kind always comes back.
We come back because bread is $5 a loaf and meat you can't even buy unless it's on the black market. I look around, the only person I see eating is you.
I pay you a fair price for what you have to sell.
It's not enough! You say this minute is worth a nickel, an hour, maybe $1. $5 if something interesting's going on? What gives you the right to put a price tag on my life?
I didn't. You did.
Yeah. I did, didn't I? So what'll it be today, Mr. Quint? Trip to the zoo? Ride on a roller coaster? Why don't you take my first marriage? Save us both some grief.
Not interested? I'm only buying one thing today. We need a companion piece to the young lady who just left here. We want to buy the first time you made love. I can make you a very good offer.
No.
Take it or leave it. That's all I'm buying at the moment. Walk away, and who knows if I'll be buying anything else.
Tell me. Just tell me you love me. It's not silly. Just tell me you love me. Always. Forever and ever.
That will be all? I said that will be all, Mr. Foster. It's over. You can go now. Your payment is on the counter.
She's in here, isn't she?
Don't touch the equipment. You might damage something.
You know, they say you can always remember the first time with a woman. I guess now I'm the exception to that rule.
Very good. Now, if you'll please just...
I want her back. I changed my mind.
Just take your money and go.
I want her back. I want her back in my head where she belongs. I want my life back. You've got my life. I want it back. You give me my life back. Yeah, I want my life back, damn you.
I haven't got it. I sold it. Don't you understand? It's not here.
Then get it. I can't. Well, I suggest you try, because right now I don't have anything much to lose. I want a life. I want to be whole again. Now!
There is a way. But it's not perfect.
Well, like you said, Mr. Quint, what in life is...
We received your new application, Mr. Foster. Very professionally typed. Did you have it done by a service?
No, ma'am. I typed it myself.
I see you've added clerk typist to your job goals. And a number of other occupations. Where exactly did you learn to type?
I had 3 years of typing at Sorworth College. It's all on the resume.
But Sorworth was a women-only college at that time. How do you explain this?
I graduated college on June 12th, on the year shown. And then I graduated college again on July 1st of the following year. I attended and graduated Lenox High School, also Chula Vista High School.
Mr. Foster.
That was shortly after my return from London. Did I tell you I have 2 children? I remember when they were born. It was such a moving time for me, being an only child. I remember my 5th birthday. My brother and my sister helped make the decorations.
Mr. Foster.
But, of course, the credentials are what's at issue here. I should also mention that my German is quite fluent. I spent most of the last year in Vienna, and I worked as a translator and a secretary and a bus driver. And I interned at the Institut de Neurologica. Prior to that...
Exit Simon Foster. A patchwork collection of lost dreams held together by the stolen memories of strangers. A man who discovered that we truly are the sum of our parts. Mr. Simon Foster, a very special resident of the Twilight Zone.
Those were such wonderful times. I remember them so well.
A city hospital, 8 p.m. An unexpected visitor has just arrived, bearing unwelcome tidings. A disease so new the textbooks haven't recorded it. This, then, is its first case history, documented from the medical files of the Twilight Zone.
I'm Nurse Hendricks. May I help you?
It's my eyes. I need to see the doctor.
Get Dr. Peterson. Here, let me take a look.
No,
Please, we can't help you if we don't know
No,
what's wrong with you.
Don't you touch me. I'll show the doctor. Get me the doctor immediately.
Name?
Jean Reed, Mrs. Jean Reed.
Address?
1705 Fairmont Street. Please, where is the doctor? I've got to see him.
Dr. Peterson is on his way. Please, take a seat.
No, there isn't much time. Oh, God. No, it's too late.
What's too late?
Don't you understand? I can't see. I'm blind.
Let me see. Come with us, please.
Morning, Missy.
There must be something you can do.
I'm sorry. If you try the clinic, maybe.
The clinic's full. My wife, she hasn't been well. She's trying to hide it, but I think maybe it's her heart. All we need is somebody to look at her. Maybe a day or two in here.
Mr. Wells, without medical insurance or some guarantee of payment, we simply cannot admit her. I'm sorry. It's hospital policy. There's nothing I can do.
Come on, sweetheart. What kind of a hospital is this? Aren't you supposed to look after sick people?
I couldn't help overhearing. You all right?
I'm fine. It's not my decision. It's hospital policy. I think people would understand that.
Got it. Mrs. Hendricks, Mrs. Reed is asking for you. She says she has to talk to you. She was quite insistent.
You wanted to see me, Mrs. Reed?
Yes. Hello. Won't you sit down, please?
I have a great deal of work to do, Mrs. Reed.
I have something to tell you. Sit down, please.
Dr. Robbins. Calling Dr. Robbins.
Mrs. Hendricks, we're alike, I think. You and I.
Mrs. Reed, I don't even know you, and I don't think you know me.
No, but I sense that we're alike. We are two of a kind.
Mrs. Reed, shouldn't you be sleeping?
You're changing the subject, of course. I know because I used to do the same thing. It's easier, isn't it? Prescribe a pill, suggest a nap, anything so you don't have to think about a person or talk to them. Am I right?
Sleep is the best thing for you. Dr. Friedman will be in at 9. He's our chief of staff and one of the finest eye specialists in the country. You'll feel much better after he talks to you.
Oh, I feel all right now, Mrs. Hendricks. It's you I'm worried about.
It's very kind of you. Now get some rest. Look, I don't care what your figures show. My phone bill is wrong. Yes. No, it's not. It's $50 higher than it should be. Well, computers make mistakes. No, I don't want to hold.
You look like you need a vacation, Claire.
It's just the way people treat you sometimes. You want to... Never mind. What can I do for you?
You talked to Mrs. Reed yesterday. Did she say anything about her family? Her husband?
Not that I recall. Why?
He's here.
Did he come in about his wife?
No, he didn't even know she was here. Emergency picked up the call about an hour ago. He was calling for help. An ambulance just brought him in. He's gone blind, Claire, without apparent cause.
It's contagious?
He claims he's had it since last night. If it's contagious, she picked it up from him.
But if she knew...
Knew. I left him there and came in here to save herself. He says he begged her not to leave him. He must have passed out. Fear, I guess. When he came to, she was gone. He crawled around the house until he could find a telephone.
It's hard to believe.
When she came in here, she knew exactly what was happening. She must have seen it happen to him. Mr. Reed? It's Dr. Peterson.
Do you have any news? What's causing this?
I'm afraid we don't know yet.
Then leave me alone.
Mr. Reed, I'm Nurse Hendricks. Would you like to be in a room with your wife? We can arrange it.
I wouldn't share her air if it was the last oxygen on this planet. Do you have any idea what it's like to wake up blind, alone, calling for someone over and over who isn't there, realizing that you've been abandoned? I don't want to talk to her, or to you, or to anyone until somebody can tell me they found a cure. Leave me alone. I don't care what happens to her. Don't you understand? I don't care.
There you are. You both better come downstairs. All hell's breaking loose.
I have to see a doctor immediately.
I'm sorry, sir. There are other people ahead of you.
No, but you don't understand. I have to see a doctor, please. Who's in charge here? This is an emergency.
Wait your turn. You're just the same as everybody else here.
Please,
Who do you think you are? Go to the end of the
I
line.
can't see anything, please.
Neither can I. Go to the end of the line.
Come and help me, please.
Get to the end of the line.
I can't see.
I'm right here. It's all right.
I was at work. I'm not really sure what happened.
All right, we'll take care of it.
Blind. You're all blind.
Stone blind, we used to call it, but blindness is not new. This growth, this ocular window shade is utterly beyond my experience. I've been informed that the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta has put out a full alert, and that the Surgeon General has convened an emergency meeting in Washington with some of our top physicians. Any delay in responding to this could cost us dearly.
Agreed. Is there any clue to the origin of the disease?
I've had Dr. Gordon in constant touch with Atlanta on that very subject. He went home for a fast shower and change of clothes. He should have been back by now.
Dr. Gordon came in an hour ago. He's blind.
My God. We've had reports of an estimated 500 cases in New York City. Los Angeles is running about the same. Seems we have an epidemic on our hands.
What about the press?
Not being very helpful, are they? From some of the reports I've read, unless we find something constructive to say soon, we'll have a full-blown panic on our hands. People are scared.
There must be something we can do.
There is, and we are. But this is the difficult part. Waiting for someone to come up with a cause. Once we have that, we can proceed. Until then, all we can do is keep running tests and wait. When did you last get some sleep?
I don't know.
Then go home. Get some rest. Consider that an order. You too, Eddie. I need my staff alert and clear-headed. Understand?
All right, but I'll be back for my regular shift tonight.
Ditto.
Who is it?
It's me, Claire Hendricks.
Oh, I'm glad you come to see me. Please, sit down. You must be exhausted. The others were talking about you, how hard you work. They call you a dedicated woman.
Is that what they call me? Dedicated?
Yes, they used to call me that, too. I was very businesslike. Nothing bothered me. Why did you come to visit me?
I don't know. I was on my way home.
Dr. Henderson.
Yes. Normally you don't visit much, do you? The other nurses mentioned that, too. Is it because you sense it, too? That we're two of a kind, you and I?
I should let you get some sleep.
Look, I know what's happening to us. I know how it's happening, and I know why it's happening. Would you like to hear, Claire?
Yes?
It's because we're monkeys. Remember, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. We used to be courteous, didn't we? We used to care. We used to rise up in outrage if someone was in pain or abused or unsheltered. But now, don't you see? We've cut ourselves off from so much. We refuse to see what's going on around us. We turn a blind eye to the pain. Now it's catching up with us. Now it truly is a blind eye.
That's preposterous.
Is it?
I heard your husband went blind first, and you abandoned him. Is that true?
He just gotten a call that his mother died. They weren't very close. When he heard, it was like someone discussing the weather. That's when he became a monkey. And I ran. Yes, I ran to save myself. Now I'm a monkey, too.
This new growth is irritated and inflamed. The ocular muscles are functioning normally, though, which leads us to believe the eye itself is undamaged, though shuttered away beneath a curtain of flesh. There is a chance that surgery can remove this flesh curtain without injuring the eye, but we won't know for certain until we try it.
There's still no news from Atlanta on possible causes?
They may have a theory, but they're being pretty tight-lipped about it until they can confirm. They estimate that at the present rate, the number of those afflicted could reach 100,000 by week's end.
What about the issue of quarantine?
I can confirm that it's being discussed, but that's all. Because there's always a chance that it may not be a disease at all, but some sort of latent mutation triggered by some change in the environment.
What's got 100 arms, 100 legs, 50 heads, and no eyes? The South Wing of the hospital.
Could I have your attention? I've just received a fax from Washington. At 1700 hours on the 10th of April, that would be only hours before the first case was discovered, an explosion was reported at a top-secret biological research lab in Alaska. It is presumed that certain unstable forms of bacteria may have been released into the atmosphere. It is estimated that their effects could be unpredictable. It is fairly certain that the bacteria released cannot survive long outside the laboratory. I suggest we adjourn.
Claire,
Hello, Eddie.
I thought you were going home.
I was, but there's no reason to go home. Jim and I have separated. We moved out.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Nothing acrimonious. It's all very calm and sensible. We just stopped connecting. We led our separate lives like two strangers just sharing the same space. No connection, no involvement, just lost in our indifference. came in here tonight, I started thinking about me, about all of us. She's right, Eddie. We're monkeys.
Claire, you're not making any sense.
You know, I can't remember the last time I looked a patient in the eye. Somewhere along the line, I stopped treating them as individuals. They're just numbers to me. They don't have life stories. They have charts.
I'm no different than you.
But you are.
Look, you're an excellent nurse. It's just part of the job.
And isn't that a fine excuse? Isn't that a comfortable bandage on our diminished humanity? The phone company overcharges us. There's nothing they can do about it. We turn sick people away because they don't have the right insurance. It's just part of the job. So we lie to ourselves and cut ourselves off further and further because there's so much pain in the world.
Claire, you were in the meeting with us. You heard the reports from Washington just as I did. We know what the cause is now, without a shadow of a doubt. If you keep chasing this around and around in your head, you're just...
There's something happening, Eddie. That report doesn't explain why only some people are susceptible and some aren't. What does it say in the Bible? If thine eye offend thee, pluck it out.
Stop it. You're upset. This has all been a terrible strain on all of us. What you need to do is go home. Get some sleep.
Yes, I'm sure that'll solve everything. Good night, Eddie. Oh, God! Oh! Oh, my... Help me! Somebody! Help!
Claire, it's okay. It's okay, I'm here. Claire, it's me.
I'm blind, Eddie. I'm blind. Steve.
Dr. Friedman.
Ah, Eddie.
Good.
Thank you. Dr. Peterson will play guide dog for a while. How's Claire?
She's the same. No vision.
None at all?
Oh, I'm afraid. Mrs. Reed. Good. I was hoping to see you. It's Dr. Peterson here.
Yes.
I was wondering if you could drop by Mrs. Hendricks' room. Maybe help cheer her up a little bit. She thinks a lot of you.
Of course, I'd be glad to.
There's...
Mrs. Hendricks? It's me, Jean. Can I visit for a while?
Of course.
Well, isn't it exciting? We're going to see you again. Operation works. 20 out of 20 successful in L.A. Dr. Friedman's getting his this afternoon, and I'm tomorrow. And you. When are they planning to operate on you?
They're not.
They're what?
The operation isn't really the answer. You said it yourself, remember? You're right.
No, but that was before we knew about the bacteria, before we...
Now we have an easy answer. Solid and uncomplicated. But it won't last. It'll happen again. And they'll come up with something else. But what happens when we run out of solutions? Easy answers?
It's time to go now, Mrs. Reed.
Wait, Dr. Peterson. Aren't they going to operate on Mrs. Hendricks?
No. An operation isn't the answer in her case.
Well, then how will she ever see again?
She'll see again, Mrs. Reed. It'll just take her a little longer.
Enigma, draped in hospital sheets and self-imposed darkness, with the added sobering thought that Claire Hendricks is perfectly correct in her own diagnosis. Take it as a warning, a cry for humanity, or a simple plea for responsibility from the dark places of the Twilight Zone.